Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Well, hello, listeners, and welcome to our final podcast of the year. Real Film Nerds Podcast, episode number 303, Avatar 2, The Way of the Waters. With me, as always, I'll just put this out there right now. I am a little under the weather. I might have a more radio-sounding voice because of my sore throat. There's illnesses going insane across Prescott. I even called into the radio today because I was so sick. I just wasn't going to go in. I didn't want to give it to anybody. So I'm just letting everybody know that I have illness and I might be coughing a lot and certain things. Luckily, your co-host, Mysterious Mike Talent, isn't sitting in this room, so he won't get it. He's on the other side of the planet. Mike, are you sick?
No, I'm not sick, man. And ready to review Avatar, The Way of the Water. Or should I just say Avatar? We did it again, but with water.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mike, did this have a better impression upon you because it's in the water?
Well, of course, I liked all the water stuff, dude. And in fact, Matt, I think technically this movie, I don't even have an idea how they made some of the stuff. It's so awesome. But we should probably talk about the story a little bit.
But Mike, is it really water? Is it really water? Because it's all digital. It's like a video game, right?
Yeah, it's like a video game. But the best gosh darn video game water you ever darn seen.
Well, all right. All that and more coming up in Real Film Nerds Podcast, episode number 303, Avatar, The Way of Water. It's not Avatar 2, it's just Avatar, The Way of Water. Okay, Mike, just go ahead. Give us the breakdown of this one.
All right, Matt. This movie was directed by the James Cameron. And it was also written by James Cameron. Oh. And Rick Jaffa, Amanda Silver, Josh Friedman, and Shane Salerno. And this movie starring Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver, Stephen Lang.
Did you just call her Solander? You said, okay, that's definitely at least 2 or 3 drinks right there. It's Zoe Saldana. Salander?
Oh, man, dude.
Are you calling her Salamander? That's just rude, Mike. Rude.
I have no idea where all those letters came from.
Dude, that was fucking hilarious.
All right, my bad.
Okay, ready, set, go.
All right. Man.
I just fucked you up really bad. Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver.
All right.
Stephen Lang, Kate Winslet, Cliff
Curtis, Joel, David Moore,
CCH Pounder.
Yeah.
Eddie Falco.
Yeah.
Fucking everybody. Everybody's in this movie.
Yeah. And then, so the movie's about Jake Sully lives with his newfound family formed on the extrasolar moon Pandora. Once a familiar threat returns to finish that what was previously started, Jake must work with the Natiri and the army of the Na'vi race to protect their home.
All right, so Mike, let's just start off right off the bat. This movie is 3 hours and 12 minutes long, and it felt like 3 hours and 12 minutes. This is a long fucking movie, and it really doesn't need to be this fucking long.
It's a super long movie. Super, super long. Yes, it does not need to be this long. The story of this movie is essentially the first movie again, which is really weird.
Yes and no. It's not Dances with Smurfs, though, because he's already an Avatar, or not an Avatar. He's already
like an
Na'vi.
accepted, a Na'vi.
He's already a Na'vi, so he's already a new alien creature thing. but he is going to a new community and he's trying to get accepted in that community with his family. So I understand that aspect of it, but it's very similar to the original story. It's basically the original story without that element of him being accepted like Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, even the bad guy's the same, except he's a clone and now he's an avatar. Super weird, dude.
Yeah, it's the story. Honestly, the biggest problem I have with this entire fucking movie, and I said it on the radio, there might be a lot of F-bombs, FYI, like usual. But the biggest issue I have with this movie is the story. The story was just blah. It was not great. It's been done.
Yeah, the story was blah, but on a technical level, dude, the special effects, the CGI was amazeballs. Like, if you just looked at that and just kind of stopped listening to the story, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, every other aspect of this entire film, the acting, Sam Worthington is amazing. Zoe Saldana is amazing as always. All the acting is absolutely fantastic. And there are real people acting it out. They're just, dubbed over with CGI. But the CGI itself, how the hell did they do some of it? I mean, honestly, it's just mind-blowing. What is this movie worth a 13-year wait? Not for the story. For the movie itself, how it was presented and everything, sure. I like the creatures. I like the introduction of the world underwater. I like the world building is fucking amazing in Avatar. It's basically the best thing about Avatar in my book. I just wish James Cameron could come up with some better stories and not make them so long. Like, honestly, I understand we could use that backstory a little bit about how he had kids and all this other shit, but I would say the whole first part of the movie, I mean, it's a good solid hour, don't you think, Mike? Before you even get introduced to the water world?
Yeah, I think it's about an hour, of like, I guess just talking about the family and like just building up where they're at now, because it's been a few years since what are they called? The spacemen or starmen? What are they called?
Sky people.
Sky people.
Yeah. I say cut that shit in half. Hell, maybe even less. And the other thing is they already were doing the cop out. Think about it, Mike. They're already doing voiceover like a motherfucker. So why not just give us voiceover for 15, 30 minutes, boom, roll right into the water world? Because that's what we wanted. And honestly, it was I was like looking at my watch. I'm like, holy shit, dude. This is about this water and them learning the under oceans of, Pandora and all that. And you're like, okay, it's getting like, when is this going to start? Is it like the last 30 minutes of the movie? And then you find out, oh no, there's another 2 hours and 15 minutes to go.
Oh yeah, man. I definitely looked at my watch, and of course I had to take a pee break because, I mean, dude, it's a long movie.
I'm just glad my buddy I went with brought in some rum. We had some rums in our Coke. It was delightful.
Oh, nice.
Oh, big question, Mike. Did you see it in 3D or 2D?
Oh, I saw it in 3D. I don't think I had a choice to see it in 2D.
Okay, I saw it in 2D. Do you think the 3D experience made it better?
Yes, I actually think the 3D was hard to, like, I don't know how they did it. Like, it gave it a certain realism that I don't even know how they did. Like, there's just things that don't make sense. Like, it looked really good.
Okay, so I need to go back and watch it again in 3D then, is what you're saying.
Yes, just bring some rum.
I'm going to bring a lot of rum. Lots of rum this next time. But all right, Mike. Well, we're quickly plugging along, and you're already falling asleep. So why don't you do your thing for the last time in the year of 2022?
Which thing? Oh yeah, Matt. What are you drinking?
Well, Mike, I'm so glad you remembered. Mike, for the final time in the year of 2022, I'm drinking a champagne of beers.
Ah, wonderful, Matt. That's a great beer.
Gotta celebrate.
All right. Well, I'm drinking another one of those IPAs. It's by New Belgium. It's called Voodoo Juice. And it's a juicy Imperial IPA, and it's good.
What kind of juice? Orange? Apple? Cranberry?
It's kind of orangey, yeah.
An orange juice? So they brewed a beer with orange juice?
Not exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, Mike. Thank God for the last time for at least a couple weeks. Mike, what is today's just incredible dad joke? Hey, this is perfect for this movie because, Jake is a dad in this movie. So it's perfect. This fits really well.
I got dad jokes. I don't think they understand, though. Gotta think I'm funny. Other people never laugh, though. Dad jokes.
What did the guy say who got hit in the head with a can of Sprite?
Oh, what the hell is that slogan from Sprite? I'm forgetting what it is. 7 Up?
No, it's kind of funny, though. I'm fine. It was a soft drink.
That's ridiculous. Ridiculous, Mike. It was not soft. It was very hard. And that's what she
Is
said.
that what she said?
Yeah, see? There you go. All right, Mike, you're getting there. You're getting there. Not like this is going to be hard at all, but come on. Dude, I left that door wide fucking open. You didn't say that's what she said.
What did you want from me? I
I
already
wanted
did
you
that.
to say that's what she said, but anyways, it doesn't matter.
But I already said that.
Yeah, well, I said it hard. This isn't going to be hard at all.
Yeah, but okay.
Never mind. We're falling apart, Mike. We're falling apart. Mike, how does Avatar: The Way of Water relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
All right, Matt. So on the person's name that I could not pronounce, Zoe
Salamaka?
Saldana.
Salamaka, like from Better Call Saul.
Yeah, she is Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardian Galaxy Volume 2 and the Avengers, Endgame. Like, she's in quite a few of the Avengers Infinity War. Anyway, yeah.
So you can say Gamora, but you can't say Saldana.
Yeah, so life's hard.
Tell me about it. Okay, well, good job, Mike. You got an easy one again. 2 in a row.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's great. Easy ones are great. The last one of the year. Woo!
Yep. So, anyways, the reason why we keep saying it's the last one is because we're taking the week off for Christmas. Mike has family coming in. I'm sure I'll probably still be sick or dead by then. I don't know. I haven't decided which one yet. But we are going to continue opening up the new year with a movie in the theater that Mike will talk about later because it's his pick. But Avatar: The Way of the Water, we're in the spoiler section. I don't know, man. I mean, we've talked a lot about this movie already. It's good. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I think the story was the only thing wrong with it. And I put a lot of weight in the story, just like you. And my reels reflect that.
Yeah, so, even if it was a mediocre story and the movie is like really great technically, like it's just so amazing. It's a masterpiece in like special effects and just, great acting. It's just the story's not great. And then the thing that I didn't like about the story is it's kind of the same story again, which is, like, come on, man. Just try a little bit, maybe. And man, I'm with you. There could have been like just a little voiceover guy that gave you like a 5-minute like overview exposition of like, hey, this is where Jake and the family are now, and look, he has kids. Okay, now we're going to water.
Well, but there already was a bunch of voiceover from Sam Worthington in the beginning and throughout the film, which is always a bad thing in movies. People are not huge about it because the reason why you do voiceover is because you can cram a whole lot of time into a short period of time, and they didn't do that. And it was just kind of a cop-out. And speaking of that, I don't know if you had this problem or not, Mike. I hope it wasn't the theater, but it might have been the theater. The audio mixing was absolute shit. Absolute shit. Like when the people were talking, I could barely hear them. And then when there was explosions and all the action and stuff, it was perfect. But I could barely hear people talking.
Oh, man, dude, I think that sounds like... What day did you see it, Matt?
I saw it yesterday on Sunday.
Oh, morning or when?
Night. Well, afternoon. I saw it in the afternoon.
It sounds like a power amp was down, so like you were missing some of the channel, like the part of the speakers.
See, this is why I asked Mike, because Mike was working in that world. I wouldn't be surprised that, I probably am going to have to go see this again. The girlfriend really wanted to go see this. She's been very, very sick. And so she was not able to go. That's why I waited till Sunday, because normally I'd just go see it at opening night. But I will have to go see it again because I know she wants to see it. Avatar's like her favorite thing in the world. And it's not the story, it's not the acting, it's not the characters. She loves the world. She loves the world building. She's very much about nature and Mother Earth and all that other kind of shit. And that's why she absolutely loves Avatar and Avatar: The Way of the Water. So...
Well, I mean, if you want that, this movie delivers, 100%.
Yeah, I didn't mean to make it sound like I don't care about the earth and all that jazz. I was just saying that's her thing. I didn't mean to call it shit. I just thought of that. But yes, I think she's really going to like it. I don't think she's going to be like, ugh. I can't speak either. God, I'm coughing. I can't speak. Mike, you're rubbing off on me.
Sorry, dude. Sorry. I guess I got you long distance stutter sick.
I guess. I don't know. But anyways, I was just saying, I don't think she's going to like the 3 hour and 12 minutes, because when you roll in previews and all that shit, it's 4 hours of your life.
Oh, yeah, man. With previews and stuff, it is a really long time. I remember looking at my watch and thinking, I still have like 2.5 hours to go.
But, Mike, I have to say, I don't want to wrap up the podcast yet. We're still kind of early. I mean, maybe we should, just because it's a quick podcast for a long-ass fucking movie. I don't know. What else do you want to talk about this? Because I was just going to say, I still think people should go see this in the theaters. Like, this movie is made for the big screen.
It is. I happened to see it in the 3D format and was actually quite blown away. I don't know how they did some of the stuff. I think I saw something about them talking about how some scenes in the movie are sped up frames. So it's like, it's 48 frames a second instead of 24 in certain parts.
Well, that's how they shot it, was in 48 frames a second, I believe.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so that's what makes it look really, really smooth and kind of, like Samsung TVs do it. They add in frames and stuff. It makes it look really smooth and kind of almost like glassy.
Yeah, but I will admit that the 3D was seen, lots of gimmicky 3D movies, and this one was like, I don't know really kind of how they did some of the stuff, and it just seemed, it really did add another dimension to the movie, and you felt like the character's depth was there, like on the screen. So that was neat. I don't know how they did that.
Well, son of a bitch, I'm gonna have to see it in 3D then. I'm gonna have to pay the exorbitant fees and go watch it in 3D. Mike, well, what else are we gonna talk about? I mean,
another thing I will talk about, Matt, is the box office. So this movie made $137 million this weekend, and everyone's like, "Yeah, that's shit."
That's true pre-COVID. Post-COVID, I think that's good, but it's still losing money because this costs like $1 billion to make.
Yeah, but I'm just like, it's like, Matt, when's the last time you heard someone be like, "Oh, I made over $100 million on the box office," and they're like, "Yeah, well, at least it bombed pretty well."
Yeah, it's been since before COVID, because that's one thing that's definitely a factor. I mean, I saw it on Sunday. It was pretty full. It wasn't like packed, by any means, but people are still not going back to the movies. And you would think something like this, people would.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think with a lot of James Cameron movies, it's been the legs, how long the movie stays in the theater and how many times people go see it. So, like, I know with Titanic, that was a huge factor. I know with the original Avatar, that was a huge factor. So I kind of think it's going to happen again. Honestly, it came out. There's not going to be much competition for the rest of the year. I think up really until the next, what is it, Ant-Man versus Wasp or
Ant-Man and Wasp, the Quantum Realm. Yeah, that's February.
I think that's in February.
Yeah, I think that's the next big blockbuster.
So, I think this movie's just gonna kind of hang out, and more people and people that haven't gone to the movies since the pandemic are gonna come out and see it. I think they are. I think they just don't want to see it when it's crowded, so they're gonna just hang back a week or two.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Mike, that's your job. You got to pay attention to the box office, because I'm interested to see, because the original Avatar did what, like $500 million?
No, it's the highest grossing movie ever made, man.
Yeah.
Over $2 billion.
It did over $2 billion. Okay. Was it opening weekend? It did over $500 million. It did like 500 million opening weekend.
No. Over opening weekend, it didn't do that great. It made
Really?
like 35 million.
Where the hell did I get that $500,000? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just have $500,000 stuck in my head with Avatar on something. But anyways, it doesn't matter. You're the numbers guy.
Yeah, Avatar opened not too great, and then continued to like build and just kept, like my very first movie on this podcast, Matt, Black Panther. That movie came out and it did pretty well the first weekend, but it just kept doing well and kept doing well and kept doing well and just kept making more money.
So you think this will be like a sleeper like that? Do you think Avatar 2 is just going to keep going and going and going? People, it won't like go up in numbers, but it'll stay steady at say like 50 or 75 million every weekend or something?
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. And then I also think, so Avatar 1 also was a huge foreign markets movie. For whatever reason, everyone around the world really liked it. So I think that's still going to be a factor. I think it's still going to do really well around the world because it has such brand recognition.
So, Mike, do you think James Cameron is going to get his other 5 or 6 Avatar movies done too by the time he dies?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but I think I can guarantee at least one more.
Because, dude, it took him 13 years to do this one, and he says he has 5 or 6 of them planned.
Yeah, I think he filmed the third one at the same time they filmed this one, so I think we're going to get that one.
Dude, I'm good with Avatar being a trilogy. I'm good with it being a trilogy. I don't know what more they can do other than, finally getting rid of the sky people again, but I mean, they got rid of them in the first one.
Yeah, but this time the Na'vi are going to attack Earth. They're going to take them out where they live.
Huh. I don't know how they're going to get ships. Do you think their creatures can break the atmosphere? They're flying creatures?
We're about to find out, Matt. Stay tuned for episode 3.
What's Avatar 3 going to be called, Mike?
Revenge of the Na'vi.
Revenge of the Na'vi? I think it's Avatar 3, The Way of the Murder. No, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see.
This is the way, right, Matt? This is the way.
This is the way. Mike, were you disappointed there weren't really any sharks?
I was okay. I mean, the creatures. So I will say this about the CGI and stuff. They somewhere along the lines have decided, making the water and the ocean, that's too easy. So why don't we just kind of make up a whole bunch of creatures too? Like it's insane, dude. I don't even like, I know some of them kind of look like some of the other things, like obviously that one thing was like whales or whatever, but you know, and there were other things that look like other things. It was just like, you know, they it seemed like they had to go out of their way to, you know, making water and all the special effects has got to be tough enough, but somebody was like, oh, you know, we should create this whole new underwater world and do all these things. Like, dude, it just seems insane.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. I mean, that's the best thing, I think, is the world building. And I think that's where James Cameron's focus is, especially on the first one and this one.
Yeah, the creativity that had to have happened for just everyone to come together and kind of like just storyboard some of this stuff is just nuts.
Oh, and I'm sure every single thing in every single shot, like even underwater and everything, they all have names and exactly what they are and what they do and all that shit. I bet you that's how detailed James Cameron made it. I'm sure he did.
Oh, yeah. No, they have to be. It's just... Now, Matt, I guess this is probably a silly question, but do you think there's like outtakes of all the CGI? They're like, nah.
I don't know if there's CGI outtakes. I'm sure there's actors outtakes, but maybe they did some shit and they're just like, you know what, this isn't working. Let's just cut it. I'm sure there's a level of that, but how much, I don't know. You know, one creature that I really liked is the flying dragon sailfish kind of things. It reminds me, yeah, those remind me of like a mashup of like a marlin and like the flying creatures from the first one.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then how they wiggle their tail, and that's how they kind of stay afloat, is their, you know, they wiggle their tail under the water and it kind of propels them.
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty creative. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was an interesting, like, I mean, when they were learning how to like hold their breath underwater and stuff. I mean, that stuff was cool, but I mean, it was just a lot of time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Mike, do you think this movie says that we need to save our oceans? Because you know that's clearly what James Cameron's trying to say.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something to that.
But one thing, there was no plastic in the ocean.
There was no plastic in our moon place called Pandora. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's plastic because people are there, but there's no plastic in the ocean yet.
Ah. Yes, I don't know. I was looking for the floating island. I didn't see it though.
Nope. I'm kind of disappointed. I thought for sure he was going to say something about that because, I mean, that's a legit fucking problem. It's terrible. Like, there's literally plastic in like everything now. It's horrible. But anyways,
yeah.
I won't get too crazy on that shit. If anybody wants to know, I always point to this. 60 Minutes did an incredible story on it a few years ago about the plastics in the ocean and everything, and it's just mind-boggling, the sheer amount. And everybody likes to put the blame on Americans, and it's not us. It's everybody on this planet. It's bad. Anyways, Mike, why don't you tell us about the movie we're going to review when we come back in a couple weeks?
All right, Matt. So for our next movie in a couple weeks, like you're saying, we're going to review Brad Pitt's latest movie, Babylon, who is also starring, I'm forgetting her name now.
Margot Robbie?
Margot Robbie.
Yeah. Dude, it looks cool. It's another long one, man. It's over 3 hours long, too. So hopefully that one might justify the 3 hour long length. I don't know. I just think when you start hitting that 3 hour mark, if it's something that's not like Avengers Infinity War or Avengers Endgame, it's just too long. It just is.
Yeah, those movies have so much going on. There's so much story in them that, it's usually quite entertaining with the different action and different things. I guess one thing I will say also about Avatar is there's not really any, like, moments of, like, comic relief, like, hardly at all.
There's some here and there,
Yeah,
but
just
there's not a
somewhat
lot.
the kid stuff. Like, but like for the most part, it's just like super serious. Like the whole movie is like pretty brutal, like just serious, and that's fine. It's a drama, but just whoa.
Yeah, from start to finish, it's very much pay attention kind of thing. There's not a lot of levity. So, all right, Mike. Well, how many reels do you give Avatar: The Way of the Water?
I'm gonna give it 2.5 reels. I really like the special effects. I think they're probably like 10 levels above just about everybody else right now. But the story was just not great.
Wow,
So,
holy shit, dude. We got a hell of a divide.
all right, let's go.
I give a 4.
Whoa, hell of a divide.
Yeah.
Wow,
I agree, though. The story is shit, but I enjoyed everything else.
Wow, all right, dude. So, I mean, hey, I'm the douche. I'm the douche.
I'm not calling you a douche, Mike. No, I mean, I think you're on point. You're making me want to rethink everything, but
Don't rethink anything, dude. You're
how's this? Ma Hinshaw didn't get to go on the radio because I called in and they didn't want to do 2 phone interviews back to back. My mom really didn't like it. She gave it a 3.
3 cookies?
Yep. My mom did not like it. She said it's 3. She's like, the story was just boring. She's like, it was beautiful. And she was like, I was confused and I didn't know this and that. But she's like, it was pretty. I'm like, yeah, it's about all it's got going for it.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. The story was just a very, very much, I mean, not exactly a copy, but very much rehash to the first movie.
Yeah, it's a retelling with a little more complexity and water.
Yeah. So just seems a little lackluster. I mean, 13 years or whatever and can't figure out a story.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing, honestly. I agree, Mike. I concur. All right, well, I think that's it for the year, man. I mean, we're off next week because Christmas, and like I said earlier, Mike's got family coming in, and I'm sure I'll probably be dying of something. So, anyways, Mike, why don't you do your thing and take us out of here?
Okay, well, thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for listening for this whole entire year, and we definitely look forward to this upcoming year. Obviously, the theaters are starting to kind of get going again, and that's exciting. Streaming's kicking off full steam in every direction, so we'll have to see what happens with all this stuff, because I don't think the streaming is going to be sustainable for everything that's happening right now, so we'll have to see how that turns out this coming year. And anyway, make sure to follow us on the socials, Instagram, and Twitter, and did I say Facebook? Facebook, or Meta, or whatever. And we'll catch you next year. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now go out and catch a movie.
He's sicker than usual. Matt Hinshaw's calling in this morning on Magic 99.1 to keep his distance. How you feeling there, Matty?
Are you saying I'm sick in the head like regularly, and this is just added bonus?
I was just saying that you're sick today. Yes, something like that. You feeling all right?
But you said I'm always sick.
You sound sicker than usual, is what I'm saying. How are you feeling?
Oh, sure. I'm okay. I'll live. I'm just not. Yeah, head cold. I'm pretty sure it's the head cold that's going around. It's not the flu.
Oh, man.
So.
And I have a big bottle of something here sitting here waiting for you that I know would make you feel better, Matt.
Yeah, it's Granddad's cough syrup, right?
Granddad's cough syrup. Yeah, I'll get it to you somehow. But let's talk about the new movie, because it was number 1 at the box office. Of course, Avatar: The Way of the Water. What did you think?
It's very long. Very long.
The last one was very long, too. Why do they make them so long?
People don't know how to edit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very pretty. It's very well done.
Yeah.
The story is not much of anything to speak about. It's pretty much the story of the first one.
Okay.
But the technology is what really sets it apart from other films. It's just incredible what they can do nowadays with CGI.
Right. It looks so real, doesn't it?
It does. And pretty much the entire film is, I don't want to say it looks like a video game, but that's kind of what it is, because it's shot on a blue screen and there's, maybe a handful of live actors in it.
Wow, isn't that amazing? Well, I heard it cost $1 bazillion to produce. Will they earn that money back, you think?
I don't know. I think it did over $130 million this weekend on opening weekend.
Yeah.
Which the movie world is still recovering from COVID and all that, and people just flat out aren't going back to the theaters.
Yeah.
I think if this was before COVID, it probably would have done $500,000 this weekend.
Yeah.
So I think it's off quite a bit. I don't know if they're going to get it back, but I enjoyed myself.
Okay, very good. How many reels are you going to give it?
Like I said, the story is very important to me. I put a lot of weight in the story. Everything else was fantastic. The acting, the CGI, everything was just absolutely wonderful. If you enjoyed the first Avatar, I highly recommend you go see this one, especially in the theaters.
Okay.
But I only give it a 4 out of 5 just because of the story.
Just because the story. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go to all that trouble, write something new, right?
Yeah. It's very similar to the original. And like I said, I mean, it's long. I think if they were under 3 hours, it would be much better. But
it's
3 hours and
it's over
15
3 hours.
minutes, I think is what it is.
Oh my gosh, that is just, I can't imagine.
Yeah, you throw in, previews and all that other stuff. I mean, we're knocking on the door of almost 4 hours sitting in one spot, you know?
Right.
That's a long time.
It really is. That's when blood clots start to happen in your legs. At your age, anyway, Matt. Well. What are you going to review next week for us? Oh, I won't be here.
I don't know if we're...
Yeah, you know what?
We're not going to do anything.
Okay.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, it's Christmas. I'll be in Toronto celebrating Christmas, and hopefully you'll be feeling much better. Are you going to see Ma over the holidays?
The plan is to go see Ma Hinshaw, but I mean, if I'm not feeling well, I don't want to make all them sick, so we'll see how it goes. But I got a week to get better, so I think I'll be okay.
Okay, right. Well, get yourself better. Give Ma Hinshaw a big Merry Christmas from all of us, and Merry Christmas to you, Matt.
Merry Christmas to you, Lisa. Thank you for a wonderful year.
You're welcome. Check out the podcast. It's called The Real Film Nerds. I appreciate you, Matt. Take care.